We failed. That is what the Austrian government is admitting following Monday night's gruesome terror attack in Vienna. On Monday night, 4 people were killed and 23 others were wounded when a gunman went on a bloody rampage through the city center, beginning just opposite a synagogue. Now, police in Slovakia are revealing that they had tipped off Austrian authorities about suspects from Austria trying to buy ammunition across the border. And it's also been revealed that the 20-year-old gunman who was shot dead by police was released early from jail last December for trying to join jihadists in Syria. Well, joining us for more is our Europe correspondent, Polina Garayev. So, Polina, Austrian intelligence has come under attack for not acting on the warnings from neighboring governments. How did this happen? How is there not more intelligence on the gunman, a known jihadist?
Well, this is clearly a failure on the part of the authorities, who maintained till now that they were unaware of any sort of illegal activity since the 20-year-old attacker was released from prison. I remind you, he was sentenced to a 22-month stint in prison after he attempted to travel to Syria in order to fight alongside the Islamic State. However, he was released early and he was monitored by a probation service. He was also accompanied by a de-radicalization NGO. None of those apparently were aware of what he was doing, which is surprising given the fact that the Slovak authorities stated they alerted the Austrian police immediately after his failed attempt to buy ammunition. He apparently traveled to Slovakia in July in order to buy ammunition for an AK-47 rifle, and he was denied because he didn't have the appropriate license. Right. Authorities already then filed a report with the Austrian police. They also reached out to Interpol, but no action was taken. The Austrian Ministry of the Interior now says that they actually looked into that tip but decided to take no action, and the minister is now launching an independent investigation into the matter. But some, including the political opposition parties in Austria, are already calling for him to resign, since the law enforcement bodies that he's responsible for could have but did not prevent this attack.
So, Pauline, in response to this week's attack, Austrian Chancellor Sebastian Kurz is urging the EU to take a more hardline approach to Islamic extremism. This is a sentiment that's echoed by his French counterpart, Macron. How can Europe unite and efficiently fight this common threat? And are we going to see that happen?
Well, how to do this really depends on who you ask. I'm sure that populist parties across Europe will say that the answer is a tighter control of migration. But even Chancellor Kurz, speaking to the media since the attack, actually pointed at a problem elsewhere. He noted that both in this case in Vienna, but also in recent attacks in France and elsewhere in Europe, the perpetrators were actually born in Europe, and they were radicalized in their own local environment, often in their mosques. So another perhaps avenue for joint action in Europe could be, I don't know, let's say cutting foreign influence or foreign funding over Muslim communities in Europe. This is something that could definitely help in stemming the radicalization process, and perhaps we're going to see more joint European action in that direction, since reaching an agreement on migration is proving to be more challenging.
So to that point, Italian Foreign Minister Luigi Di Maio is calling for the EU version of the U.S. Patriot Act, a law which increased surveillance powers after 9/11. Realistically, could we see this happen in Europe, and how would Europeans react to that?
Well, this is not the first time that we're hearing such an idea. Also, after the 2015 Paris attacks, there was talk of a possible European Patriot Act that would include extensive and invasive electronic surveillance. Then, as you perhaps know, nothing came to fruition because of intense backlash from privacy champions all across Europe. It's doubtful that this debate will develop differently now, especially since many in Europe are already on high alert given the increased state surveillance in the context of the corona pandemic. So there is perhaps agreement in Europe that there is the need for greater cooperation and perhaps restructuring of European law enforcement authorities. But how to do this still remains to be seen.